Hello student, today we'll discuss on the DRAM, dynamic RAM, ROM, PROM, EPROM, EEPROM and NVROM. So starting with the dynamic RAM. So if you see the structure, this is nothing but your sense line, this is your control line, here is storage capacitor, this is nothing but your MOSFET, right? Now in dynamic RAM, it will be stored the data as a charge on the capacitor. Data as a charge on the or in the capacitor. So dynamic RAM cell, these are the figure. A dynamic RAM contains thousands of such memory cells. Thousands of such a memory cells. When column means these are the cells. When the column means sense and row means control. Row means control. Line go high. The MOSFET conduct and charges the capacitor. When column and row line go low, MOSFET open and capacitor retain its charge. I repeat again, when column means sense and row means control. Both line goes high. In that time MOSFET conduct and charge the capacitor. Both are low, row and column. Okay. In that case, the MOSFET open and the capacitor retain its charge. In this way, it will be stored 1 bit. Since only a single MOSFET and capacitor are needed. The dynamic RAM contains more memory cell as compared to static RAM per unit area. The disadvantage of the dynamic RAM is that it needed refreshing of charge on the capacitor after every few milliseconds. This complicate the system design since it required extra hardware to control refreshing of dynamic RAM. Okay, so next is your comparison of SRAM, and next point is the comparison between the static RAM and dynamic RAM. Whenever we are saying the comparison, in that case we can add the similarity as well as the difference point between the. So first parameter is your circuit configuration. So in SRAM, each SRAM cell is a flip-flop. In dynamic RAM, each DRAM unit consists of one MOSFET and one capacitor. Storage capacitor. Number of components per cell, it is less than 2. Then memory cells / unit area less than DRAM, it is more than SRAM. Then refreshing not required, here it is required. Then cost is more, SRAM, DRAM is less. Access time less in SRAM, so there are faster memories. Here is more, so there are slower memories. Then next is your ROM, read-only memory. So first, it is a non-volatile memory, means it can hold data even if power is turned off. ROM is used to store the binary data or binary codes for the sequence of instruction. You want the computer to carry out and data such as lookup table. Okay. So in one line you can call it as it a non-volatile, means it can hold the data even if power is off. Now see the simple 4 byte diode ROM. simple 4 byte diode ROM. Okay, so if you observe, here is VCC, okay, 2S24 decoder, A0, A1, and these are the 4 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. These are the 4 output line. These are the 2 input lines of the decoder, A0 and A1. So it is important to note that here the RAM to static and dynamic read write memory devices. That does not mean that the ROMs that we are using also not random access memory. In fact, most ROM are accessed randomly with the unique addresses. So there are 4 types of ROM. Okay, mass ROM, PROM, EPROM, EEPROM, and E square PROM. So these are the first type we discussed, the 4 byte diode ROM. So diode ROM contain of only diode and a decoder. Diode ROM contain only diodes, and these are diodes. If you see, here are the diodes, and decoder, diodes and decoder. Address line A0 and A1 are decoded by 2S24 decoder used to select one of the 4 rows. A decoder output is active low. It places as logic 0 on the select row. Each output data line goes to logic 0 if diode connect the output data column to the select row. See, I repeat again. A decoder output is active low. It places as a logic 0 on the select row. Each output data line goes to logic 0 if diode connect the output data column to the select row. Column to row. If it is connected, column to row is connected, okay, then output column to the select row. So each output data line goes to logic 0 again if diode connect output data column to the select row. Data is available on the output lines only when output enable signal is low. Here is output enable signal. If it is low, then and then data is available on the output line. See now in the table it will be clear. So address lines, these are the data, and these are the hex equivalent, right? So if you observe, so see here last, these are the 4 bit, okay, 0 1 0 1. Their decimal equivalent, hex equivalent is 5, okay, and 1 0 1 0 means it is 10. In hex we can represent it as a, okay, like this one we are representing the rest of the thing. Now the ROM, okay, so means when the data will be available, whenever the respective, we can call it as output enable pin signal goes low, okay. So in this way the data is available. Okay, now in the simple 4 half, it will be discussed in the next lectures.